Everyone has a different way of expressing themselves. Some choose art forms like music and dancing, others like to write poems and prose. However, one of the most underrated forms of art is architecture. Number 10. Transparent house in Tokyo, Japan. Do you ever imagine living in a transparent house? It's a bit too revealed for us, but not for a couple in their 40s living in a quiet neighborhood in Tokyo. These folks must trust their community, since every belonging they have is visible from the street. A strange idea, yet not impossible, for Sou Fujimoto Architects to design. The entire house is made of see-through glass and a white steel frame designed on diverse small plots and platforms, joined by staircases and ladders with a total of 6 steps. The 914-square-foot transparent house was built by Sou Fujimoto Architects and is linked with the concept of living within a tree. The white steel frame construction shares no similarity to a tree, yet the life lived and the moments experienced in this space is a contemporary adaptation of the richness once experienced by the ancient ancestors from the time they inhabited trees. Number 9. Skateboard House, Malibu, California. The ultimate dream for generations of skateboarders who wanted to bring their practice into their home has finally come true. The PAS house is the first house designed to be entirely used for skateboarding, as well as being a traditional dwelling. The Skateboard House is the project of a private residence built in Malibu, California. In this house, you'll be able to skate any areas and surfaces, indoors and outdoors. The client and visionary of the project are Pierre-Andre Saint-Exupéry's PAS, a former world champion and pro skater and the founder of Etnies. The prototype of PAS House was recently presented at the La Gaîté-l'Arcu Museum in Paris. The house is divided into 3 separate spaces. The first includes the living room, dining area, and kitchen. The second one consists of a bedroom and bathroom, and the third one a skateboard practice area. Each space is skatable as the ground becomes the wall, then the ceiling in a continuous surface, forming a tube of a 10-foot radius. The furniture is also skatable, whether it is integrated into the curve like the sitting area, the kitchen, or the bathroom, or just as a standing object like the dining table, the kitchen island, or the bed. Number 8. The Carrot House, Poland. Carrot House is a structure and art installation in Warsaw, Poland. It was designed by the architect Jakub Szynski through the architecture firm Centrella and has been defined as the narrowest house in the world, measuring just 92 centimeters, 3.0 feet at its thinnest point, and 152 centimeters, 4.99 feet at its widest. The 2-story art installation was named after Israeli writer and filmmaker Edgar Carrot, the building's first tenant. The iron structure contains 2 floors, 1 bedroom, a kitchen, a bathroom, and a living area. It has 2 non-opening windows, with sunlight entering through the translucent glass panels that make up the walls. The entire interior is painted white, and the building's electricity is obtained from the neighboring building. The house has custom water and sewage technology and is not connected to the city-provided water systems. Because of its small size, the building only accommodates a small 2-beverage refrigerator, and occupants use a ladder to travel from level to level. Entry is via retractable stairs that, when closed, become the living area. In 2019, it was named one of the most iconic houses globally and included on a list of international projects honored by the architecture portal Iconic Houses. Before we move on, leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be the first watching new episodes. Number 7. The Hobbit House, Wales. With an elegant design and beautiful interior, the Hobbit House of Wales is regarded as one of the world's most eco-friendly constructions. The property, which is currently on sale for £475,000, is in Carmarthenshire, Wales. The 1-bed home is likely to spark plenty of interest from Lord of the Rings fans, as it sits in 80 acres of ancient woodland that looks just like the Shire in Tolkien's fictional world. The price tag includes a stone workshop with a shower and 3 roundhouses used for children's woodland activities. Buyers hoping to snap up the home fit for Frodo Baggins can also get an open-plan kitchen and dining area with stunning countryside views. The living room boasts a wooden staircase that leads to a mezzanine used as a bedroom. Access tracks run through the woodland in St. Clair's, and parking for several vehicles is available. Up in the top part of the woodland, there are also 3 further roundhouses of varying sizes, which previously have been used for leisure and educational purposes. Number 6. Old Water Tower, Belgium. Located in the Belgian village of Steenokirzel, this 30 meters, 98.4 feet, water tower was originally built between 1938 and 1941. It was in service until the 1990s and was used as a watchtower by the Nazis when they took over Belgium in World War II. In 2007, BAM Design Studio set forth to totally renovate and convert the former water tower into a single-family home. The exterior was restored to its original state, while columns were repaired, joints were removed, and top-floor windows were enlarged. While space serves as a private residence for the owners, they also rent part of the building out for private events once or twice a month. The overall design is minimal, and several of the original elements, such as the main water conduct, concrete ceilings and stairs, and the giant 250,000-liter water basin, were kept to preserve the building's strong identity. Number 5. The Flintstones House, Malibu, California. With their foot-powered cars and ancient friends, the Flintstones made Stone Age living look desirable. This 2,500-square-foot custom villa, initially designed for TV personality Dick Clark, was modeled after the bedrock home to blend into its mountainous surroundings in Malibu's hills. However, it's not just the exterior, complete with private beach and beautiful views, that channels Fred and Wilma's Stone Age abode. The interior is filled with stone-like features from floor to ceiling, even furniture and a cleverly cut window that matches the cartoon. An all-stone master bath and bedroom filled with animal-like textiles gives even more of an all-natural look. Unfortunately, a dinosaur garbage disposal, pet saber-tooth, and woolly mammoth vacuum cleaner are not included. Number 4. Dumpster Home, New York City. A California designer turned one of the ubiquitous steel receptacles for the trash into a unique living space that he calls home whenever he's in the Big Apple. The $4,000 Gregory clone allocated to fix up the unusual digs is only slightly more than the average monthly rent in Manhattan. Home sweet home, the 42-year-old Oakland artist said when a porter came to check out his abode. There's a small kitchen in one corner with a microwave and mini stove, powered by a propane tank, a small seating area, and there's also a small sleeping area with storage space underneath. Water is supplied by a 6-gallon rainwater tank on the roof that also runs the tiny toilet and an outdoor shower. The interior walls, done up in stylish black and red, are insulated with padding. For light, Clone moves a retractable roof and exposes 2 windows. Finally, Clone's home has wheels. If you don't like your neighbors, you can push it a block over, he said. And to combat any feelings of claustrophobia, Clone keeps the minibar built into the door well stocked with Smirnoff vodka and Jose Cuervo. But even Clone concedes it's too small to be a permanent residence. Clone built his mini steel chateau in 2011 back in Oakland and had it shipped to New York for an appearance on The Rachel Ray Show. My wife thinks it's cool, said Clone, who admits it got pretty crowded when they stayed there. Number 3. S House, Saitama, Japan. Even in a city that boasts an above-average proportion of quirky homes, Tokyo's S House, by Japanese architect Yusuke Karasawa, stands out from the crowd. Completed in 2014 and located near Omiya train station in Saitama, Tokyo, the S House takes up a physical footprint of 50 square meters, 538 square feet, in a narrow plot surrounded by other houses. The home's unusual, indeed impractical design is perhaps best understood as an architect's response to our post-internet era of limited privacy. Though the occupant would need to be the outgoing type, the master bedroom and bathroom are located in a basement that's sunk a little beneath street level, so aren't entirely as subject to prying eyes as its design would suggest. The rest of the interior, where white is the order of the day, is dominated by several interweaving staircases that must be correctly navigated to gain access to each room on the building's 5 split levels that spread over 2 stories, which include a kitchen, guest room, lounge areas, and rooftop terrace. Indeed, the prospect of trying to work out where the bedroom is after night on the tiles is enough to make one stick to soda. Number 2. Egg House, Beijing, China. Beijing's architecture is a scene of extremes. On one end are Rem Koolhaas's multi-billion-dollar structures. On the other, Taj Hafei's $964 sleep pod, the 24-year-old architect built because he couldn't afford to live in the city he helped shape. Hafei was inspired to design and build his egg-shaped domicile after seeing a conceptual design called City's Egg at the 2010 Shanghai Biennale exhibition. I was impressed by the green notion of building a house like that, especially in cities like Beijing, where the rental price for a fresh graduate is a huge burden, I said. The Egg House's specifications are, of course, Spartan at best. 2 meters high at its tallest point, built on a bamboo frame, insulated with wood chips, and an exterior made up of what looks like cut-up sleeping bags. But what the pad lacks in good looks, it makes up for with sturdy, sustainable design. There's room inside for a bed, water tank, and a small night table. Only the bare necessities for Hafei, who claimed he crashes in the egg after working until midnight at his architecture office. Number 1. Shark Attack Home, Headington, Oxford. One April evening in 1986, Bill Heine was relaxing on the steps opposite his newly purchased terraced house in Oxford, sipping a glass of wine, when he turned to his friend and asked a simple question: "Can you do something to liven it up?" His friend, a sculptor John Buckley, gave an answer in the shape of an 8-meter, 25-foot shark that would sit on his roof, permanently appearing as though it had just shattered into the house from the sky. The fiberglass fish, which became known as the Headington shark after the Oxford suburb, led Heine, a local journalist and businessman, into a 6-year legal battle with the local council. The artist began the work immediately after his conversation with Heine. He worked with a group of volunteers, mostly students and other anti-war activists, to build an artificial roof to hold the shark outside his studio. He didn't tell anyone where he planned to put the sculpture. It took precisely 3 months, and by Saturday, August 9th at 5 a.m., Buckley was moving the shark sculpture into a position on a tractor trailer. A few years ago, it was reported that the shark was at risk of being removed, and the bank was threatening to repossess the property. Heine's son Magnus stepped in and bought the property to make sure the well-loved shark was not destroyed by another set of bureaucrats unable to deal with something that wouldn't fit a standardized form. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below and let us know, what do you think about these unusual homes? Don't forget to subscribe for new and upcoming episodes.